All right, guys, the active foam cannon is finally out and ready for a detailed review. In today's video, we're gonna put the brand new active foam cannon up against the MJJC, which is arguably the best foam cannon out there right now. So we're gonna see how this stacks up. We're also gonna go over the active swivel gun, which has been out for a while. I've been using this as one of my favorites, and the brand new 50-foot hose. Let's get started. So I gotta say, hats off to Active for packaging. I mean, this is just way over the top. Looks like I'm opening up a Louis Vuitton box, not a foam cannon, but I appreciate the attention to detail. Really great looking, wide, stout bottle. It has the Active logo on the side. It has a see-through plastic, which is nice, so you can see the chemicals going in there, and it has a 1,000 milliliter capacity. This package here has your weighted suction hose and 3 different orifice sizes. We'll get into that a little later. And you're also going to have some reading material here, warranty, and directions. And then look at this, another beautiful little package for the head unit. Really, really great attention to detail. You really feel like, you know, you're getting something special when you open up this new foam cannon. There's really no assembly required to this. All you're going to have to do is attach the weighted hose to the headpiece here. There's just a little male end. Just slide the hose over and you're good to go. You get that nice weighted ball at the bottom. Very flexible hose. I did notice, however, there is no filter in the bottom of the weight there. That's, I guess, not too concerning, but I do think that that filter at the bottom of the weight can sometimes prolong the life of the main filter in the head unit, such as the MJJC. But we'll see. We'll see. It's not too concerning. Very interesting though. And then this little front piece right here adjusts how narrow or wide the stream of foam is. And you're also going to get horizontal and vertical adjustments on the inner piece here. I love that because on my pickup truck, I like going the horizontal adjustment so I can get to the top of the roof. Really nice that they included that feature. Only threads on the bottle. I don't see any O-rings on the bottle itself, but there is a big, nice, wide gasket on the headpiece, so that should kind of keep everything nice and sealed up. But you do see a couple O-rings on the bottle on the MJJC, just comparing and contrasting here. But overall, first impression, this is a beautiful little foam cannon. Great design, feels great in the hand, very stout, wide base, and I'm really excited to get this going. I love that Active hooked it up with all the different orifice sizes. They're going to give you a 1.1, a 1.35, and a 1.45. Now, I kind of pieced together my own kit. The actual kit comes with a wand, but you're also going to get this active swivel gun in the kit, so I figured I'd go over it real quick. People are saying that this is a different or an updated version of the old one. I am not seeing any differences, to be honest with you. I've been playing with this for a little bit. I don't see any differences myself. If maybe the handle might be a little different, the rubber feels slightly different, but this feels virtually identical. I can't see difference at all. But this is a very underrated gun in my opinion. I think this is a fantastic swivel gun. 304 stainless steel components. It has a two-stage trigger system, so when you lock the trigger to the rear, it basically takes out all of the pressure with the ball bearing system. I go more into that in a in-depth review. I'll put a link in the description. The swivel and quick connect pieces are tucked into the gun, so it kind of makes the whole footprint of the gun smaller. It's more maneuverable. I'd say this and the new McKillen's Pro swivel gun are my 2 favorites. The only reason I liked the Pro slightly more is because it had nozzle holders, but I just attached my own nozzle holders here. Shout out to Mad Car Care, veteran-owned business. This guy came up with this idea himself. It's a really cool little design. If you guys are interested, I'll put a link in the description. Again, with the packaging, I mean, look at this packaging. This is amazing. I mean, you wouldn't think there's a pressure washer hose in here. Like I said, this looks like there's going to be some kind of a designer purse, not a pressure washer hose, but I love it. It looks so cool. Very cool they included this little 14 to 3/8 inch quick disconnect. This is going to attach to the water side of the pressure washer, and then you're going to attach the male end connection of the hose that you see here to that quick connect. Really nice that they include that. Again, everything is 304 stainless steel, really high quality components. 8 ball bearings on the quick connect. Sometimes companies will chintz on the ball bearings. The more ball bearings, the more secure your connection is going to be, ensuring that you don't have any leaks. And this hose is 50 feet long. The Active 2.3 came with a 40-foot hose that felt very similar. This has the same great feel, same texture, very similar texture on the outside, but it's 5/16, still steel braided, and 5/16 is good because it's a little easier to manage on a hose reel. The material is great. I attempted to get it stuck underneath my truck tire, and it did a great job at just sliding right past it. All right, so we're going to switch out the 1.25 that comes standard with most foam cannons. So this has a 1.25, and that's just it's kind of like a one size fits most for pressure washers. But if you want to get a little better foam out of a low PSI, low GPM pressure washer, something like the Ryobi 1800 that I have here, the 1.1 is really the way to go. You're going to get a ton of foam using the 1.1 millimeter orifice, so it's great that they included that. So as you can see here, this is the 1.25. To remove that quick connect piece, you're just going to use a 15 millimeter wrench, and it just comes right off. It basically took a half turn, and the whole thing just kind of comes out really easy. And then you're going to get a flathead screwdriver, and you can just unscrew that 1.25 orifice. We're going to put the 1.1 in here, best for low PSI pressure washers like the Ryobi. Drop it right in. Couple quick turns. You don't need to really torque this down at all. Same with this little quick connect piece. You basically just hand tight and you're good to go. It has an O-ring in it, which is great. All right, so we're gonna start off with the MJJC. I have a 1.1 millimeter orifice. We're using the Ryobi. I have 900 milliliters of water, and I have 2 ounces of Kokemi active foam. So let's do one panel. All right, same thing here. We got 900 milliliters, 2 ounces of soap. We have the 1.1 millimeter orifice running on the Ryobi. I'm really surprised. This is clearly the winner, at least for the 1.1 on the Ryobi. I don't even need to really, there's no debate, honestly. This definitely beats the MJJC for foam production on the 1.1. So let's switch over to the Active 2.3, and we'll compare and see if that changes anything. All right, so we just finished up the 1.1 orifice using the Ryobi 1800, which is a very common pressure washer. I highly recommend it. This thing's an absolute beast. I throw it in my garage. I've had it sitting in the garage for 2 winters, and I just fire it up. It's like nothing happened to it. It's amazing. Highly recommend that. $100, can't beat it. Anyway, so I'm gonna try the 1.45 orifice using the Active 2.3 pressure washer. So let's see if this changes things at all. Same exact dilution. I just used the residual, the rest of the foam. So should be a fair fight. Pretty good.
I will say Adam's Megafoam is what I usually use for as far as like foaming tests. So this is definitely a little more runny, and I usually use 4 ounces instead of 2, but I did that on purpose because I feel like that's an easier way to judge. And so far, I don't know, we haven't done this side yet, but I'm expecting a better result out of the active, so we'll see. Let's check it out. All right, switching over to the 1.45 on the active using the active 2.3 pressure washer. I'm surprised, guys. The active foam cannon is beating the MJJC. Again, there's a lot of different factors going on here. It's a cold day. I live in New England. It's like 35 degrees out right now. So that is definitely playing a factor in the foam production. But as you can see, there's a clear winner here. And I have to give it to the active. So I'm really surprised. I'm actually shocked. I was very ready to give it to the MJJC because I've always had incredible foam on this. I watched I'm Josh V's video, and he still was kind of leaning towards the MJJC, which I expected myself to lean towards the MJJC, but the results speak for themselves, guys. The active foam cannon may be the new best foam cannon out there. So I'm just gonna try one more thing because I'm curious. I'm using 4 ounces of foam now, 800 milliliters of water. Let's see if that changes anything, because I'm really not impressed with the foam production, but again, a lot of that has to do with the soap. That Kokemi is a great foam soap, but it doesn't foam like Adam's. So let's see if this changes anything. 4 ounces this time with the soap. Okay, that's what I'm used to seeing. I go heavy-handed on the soap usually, so that's what I'm used to seeing, that ridiculous shaving cream soap is what I'm used to seeing, so that's more what I'm used to. Let's try it with the active. Too close to call. Looks almost identical to me. Oddly enough, I want to lean more towards the MJJC with more soap. Again, it's too close to call. I mean, I don't know. I'm almost like split down the middle. I will say, with less soap, the active to me seems like the clear winner. Oddly enough, with more soap, the MJJC seems like the better winner. So, I don't know. At the end of the day, they're both incredible foam cannons. So, this is a win. This is a big win for Active. Hats off to Active. This is really their first go at a foam cannon, a legitimate foam cannon. So, this is very impressive, and I have to recommend it. I mean, it's a great foam cannon. All right, so these are both amazing foam cannons. There's things that I like about the Active, and there's things that I like about the MJJC. So there's pros and cons to each. The biggest thing that I like more about the Active is it doesn't leak. That can be annoying sometimes because you get soap all over your hand and you're slipping and sliding. So this is a nice little feature that the Active has built in. It's anti-leak. Something that I don't like about the Active is that this is like so easy to turn, too easy to turn, which means that when you're playing with this and moving it around, you're gonna have to adjust your fan. So it's gonna change on you very easily. Again, nitpicking, but I do like that the MJJC, it has a more solid, like this isn't gonna move on you. This is very solid and it kind of stays locked in, so you can kind of lock in your fan, which I do like. They both have the ability to have the horizontal and the vertical spray pattern, but I do like this nice click. That click is really nice. So I like that click better than the MJJC, where this is actually fairly difficult to adjust, especially if you're leaking all over the place like this one is. It's kind of difficult to adjust. So I find myself having to like dry my hand off a lot and adjust it. So that's a win for the Active. The Active has better components in my point of view, or my opinion rather. All 304 stainless steel, whereas this has some non-stainless steel components. Again, I've never had a problem with that, but I mean, better quality parts is better quality parts, so this is gonna last probably a little longer. I'll give the quick connect. This quick connect on the MJJC is really nice. Makes things super easy. On and off, very easy. Whereas the Active, it's just your typical threaded component here, which isn't bad, again, but if I'm comparing, I got to give that to the MJJC. With the MJJC, it's easy to switch out orifice sizes because you have this threaded connection here, which you don't have on the Active. You're going to need to use a 15-inch wrench, take it out, and then take your flathead to adjust orifice sizes. Again, nitpicking, but we have to compare these two, right? As far as the bottle goes, I have way more grip holding this bottle. This bottle feels great in my hands, whereas this, there's nothing really to grab onto. So this gets really slippery. This bottle is going nowhere. So, man, it's a close one, guys. I have to say, I think I like the Active a little better. We'll see when the MJJC, the new MJJC, should be coming out. I want to say it's probably springtime. The new one's going to come out, the Pro V3, I think it is. So we'll see how the Pro V3 compares to the Active. But man, it's too close to call, to be honest with you. If I had to lean in one direction, it might be this, just because it's, you know, the new shiny product and, you know, I like new stuff. Also, this thing's beautiful. I mean, this thing just looks amazing. Again, I'd say too close to call, but it's a win for Active. The new Active foam cannon is incredible. Go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. That's going to be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.